2, 3, 4, 1, 2, ready.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
We'll walk over here and join Miss Samantha. Wonderful, wonderful. And you are? Samantha, how did you start singing?
Music has been involved in my family. So, like, my grandpa, he's a musician. And for me, music was an escape from everything. So, yeah. That's how I got involved in it.
Yeah. So, are you going to be cutting this album real soon for us here? Because if you are, Straight Talk want to be the first ones that you come on and cut it right here with us.
Okay.
Okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. What are some of your favorite songs that you like to sing?
I like to sing. Wow. I like to sing a lot of songs.
From my understanding, you also can do Spanish. Hablo español.
Yeah, I'm Hispanic. I'm Cuban.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So would you bless us with a Spanish song?
Yes, of course.
Ladies and gentlemen, Samantha.
Sé que aún me queda una oportunidad. Sé que aún no es tarde para recapacitar. Sé que nuestro amor es verdadero y con los años que me quedan por vivir demostraré cuánto te quiero. Con los años que me quedan, yo viviré por darte amor, borrando cada dolor con besos llenos de pasión, como te amé por vez primera. Con los años que me quedan, daré vida a cualquier error. No quise herirte, mi amor, sabes que eres mi adoración y lo serás mi vida entera. No puedo imaginar vivir sin ti, no quiero recordar cómo te perdí. Quizás fue inmadurez de mi parte, no te supe querer y te aseguro que los años que me quedan los voy a dedicar a ti. Hacerte tan feliz que te enamores más de mí. Yo te amé hasta que muera. No quiero recordar cómo te perdí. El tiempo te dirá si tienes fe en mí, que como yo te amé, más nadie te podrá amar jamás. Dime que no es final. Sé que aún me queda una oportunidad. Sé que aún no es tarde para recapacitar. Sé que nuestro amor es verdadero. Hoy, con los años que me quedan por vivir, demostraré cuánto te quiero. Sé que nuestro amor es verdadero y con los años que me quedan por vivir, demostraré cuánto te quiero, cuánto te quiero.
Okay, joining me is Miss Patricia Loving.
Hello.
Welcome. I am excited that you are joining us because I was looking at the information. You are a busy, busy person, and it is an honor for you to be here.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. You're from AFSCME. So, but I want to talk a little bit about what got you there to be a part of the union and the position that you're in now. So if we can just start just a little bit, what got you involved with unions and helping people?
Okay. I'm second generation union. My father was in a union. He was in the Postal Workers Union.
Oh, he's here too, huh?
He is.
Let's give him a clap praise. What's his name? Again, Mr.
Willie Loving.
Mr. Willie Loving. Let's give him a clap praise. Thank you, sir. Glad to be here. Glad to be here. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And as I was coming up, my father, he wanted me to have a job with security,
Okay.
and stability, and he would get a government job and that type of thing. So I was raised and instilled with that. And as soon as possible, I did get a state government job. I started working for the state of Oregon, and I started when I wasn't even 30. I was about 27, 28 years old.
Okay.
Started in 1997, and then I joined their union, and it was great. You know,
Okay.
we did unity breaks, we did these things, and I was, fascinated. And that's where I learned about the union, about what it meant to the workers and to employees. And then after about 5 years of working with the state of Oregon, I decided to work for the state of Washington. And then that's where my union career took off.
Okay. Now, from my understanding, you had an experience up there in the union which prompted you to get more involved.
Yes.
Yes, so let's talk a little bit about, because people might be going through that type of situation
Yes.
and don't understand there is a relief for that.
Yes. When I started with the state of Washington, there wasn't much diversity.
Okay.
And I was experienced. I'm a caseworker, so what I do is I determine eligibility for food, cash, medical, and the state programs.
Oh my goodness,
And particularly with food benefits. And food stamps is a federal program. So I had 5 years of experience before I came to the state of Washington.
Okay.
But I was pretty outspoken. I was already union, and when I came to the state of Washington, we didn't have our contract yet. So, but I came in and I said, well, I want to start paying my dues. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a member regardless of what's going on. There was no contract just yet. So I came in and I guess being outspoken and being union and all these things maybe worked against me.
Okay.
So with the lack of diversity as well, I was the only black woman in my office at that time. And I went to a union rep because I was having some issues with my supervisor and with upper management, you know, with the lead worker and my supervisor.
Okay.
And, you know.
Can you touch on what those issues were?
I can.
Okay, because people might like, what kind of issues was she having? Because
Yeah.
they might be going through it themselves.
Right. Well, I was being treated unfair.
Okay.
You know, I'll give the broader sense. So,
Okay.
Because let's say my lead worker or maybe some coworkers, actually, you know, I really don't know.
Okay.
But maybe because some people didn't like me or they didn't want the diversity to change in that office, I was treated differently.
Gotcha.
So I started documenting what was going on because it was so blatant and so
Okay.
obvious. So I was a permanent hire, and then they hired a non-permanent, and she was, you know, she was white, and they started training her more than they were training me. But they were giving me a full caseload of things to do.
Okay.
So I was like, well, this isn't fair, because I know a permanent hire means this is the person we're, you know, backing. This is the person who we're going to be behind. You know, we're going to train her. A non-perm, you want to train that person as well, but at the same time, you know, you don't know if you're going to keep that position. It's non-permanent. So, but they just would train her better and more, because the lead worker was supposed to sit with me and they were supposed to sit with her, and they would sit with her for hours. And then they would just sit with me for just a couple of minutes. And I was like,
You can feel that.
yeah,
Okay,
I could
yeah.
see it too.
Okay,
And then I would go to my supervisor. I'm like, well, so-and-so is getting trained, and I need the lead worker to come and sit with me sometimes, because I needed to learn their computer systems. I knew the
Gotcha.
program, and I knew how to interview, and I knew how to determine eligibility, but I didn't know the computer system, and only the lead worker could show you that before you get sent to training. And sometimes getting sent to training meant waiting 6-7 weeks, you know, it just kind of
My
depends.
goodness, right.
So during that time, but they were still having me see 7, 8, 9, 10 people a day.
Okay.
And but not training me. So I was making errors. I'm not
Gotcha.
putting things in the right places and in the fields in the computer screen and stuff. And I'm like, well, that's not, you know, I want to do it right, but
Exactly,
you're
right.
not giving me the training time. But they were training the other lady just half a day sometimes. She'd get 4 hours all day, you know.
You barely getting 5
Yeah,
minutes.
and I would
Right.
go, and I'm like,
Right.
and then when she would come sit in my, you know, office, she'd be, you know, just kind of sit behind me and just,
Right.
you know, and not really engage. She
Engage,
wouldn't sit
right.
next to me. She wouldn't say, okay, do this or that. She would just sit there and just kind of watch. And,
Like she didn't really know what to
right,
train
and
you.
let me
Gotcha.
make mistakes.
Okay.
So it was not good training. And then because they didn't like me, I was getting evaluated every 90 days, which is
Okay.
highly irregular. When you're on probation, you get it in 6 months. So everyone else would get their probation review in 6 months. I was getting every 90 days, and they were making it look like I didn't know what I was doing.
Absolutely,
You know,
yes.
like I didn't even know how to turn on the computer. I mean,
Okay.
it got so bad. So I went to the union person. I'm like, well, I see what's going on here. So what can we do? You know, he's like, well, you're on probation, so you need to just play along, and you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, play along.
Playing along with them treating you bad.
Right. They're
Okay,
trying
got
to
it.
let me go.
Right,
I'm trying about
yeah.
to get fired. You talking about play along?
Okay.
So so that wasn't good advice.
Okay.
And I'm not the type of person who, you know, is just going to run and hide or just, you know, be defeated. So I said, well, first of all, I knew union. I had 5 years of union experience with the state of Oregon. And I was like, I know that's not right. So I said to myself, I am going to make a difference. That's when I changed my mind and said, I'm going to be a union rep, because I don't want anyone who comes behind me, especially African American
Right.
or, you know, anyone, young, old, just come behind me to be treated this way.
I like that.
And
Let's give clap. Make a difference. I like
I said
that.
I was going to make a difference.
Difference, yes, absolutely.
I
yes.
did. I was like, because I knew that one person who wasn't supportive. And he was, I mean, when you're on probation, it is difficult to represent someone on probation, but there were still things he could have advised me. He could have supported me. He maybe even could have talked to the leader or the supervisor on my behalf in a way. I mean, there was things he could have done, maybe possibly, and He did nothing. He just told me to play along. So that didn't sound right to me. So what happened? I went outside the agency, and I went to the EEOC, and I had documentation about this big. You know,
now explain to people what the audience here
Yes,
and the viewing
EEOC.
audience what EOC is, so they get a better understanding.
The EEOC is the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission.
Okay. Okay.
And what it does is, if there's any discrimination, race, creed, color, nationality, disability, they look into those and they investigate those.
Okay.
And sure enough, when I got there, the EEOC doesn't always choose every case as a case that they're going to accept. Because, you know, a lot of people feel they're being discriminated on, but maybe it's something different, or maybe it's internal where it can be handled a different way through human resources or somewhere else. So in this case, my case was chosen to mediate. So we mediated. So that means the top head director came to EEOC, and we did a mediation. And then therefore they saw my documentation where I had asked my supervisor multiple times in writing and verbally, can you please have her train me? Can you please, you know, help me here? And I had notes, and I had all the dates and times and stuff, and it was just, you know, you couldn't ignore it. I had enough documentation where you just couldn't ignore it. So sure enough, we mediated. We resolved that issue. I came back to work. I got a promotion, actually, because I was in a position where I could promote.
Oh, good for
and
you.
I
You
got a
just-
promotion.
You turned it up on me.
I
Okay.
did.
Okay.
And I've been there ever since, 17 years later.
17 years later.
And it was just at that
My goodness,
moment
yeah.
where, you know, I would know I was being treated bad, but it was more than that. When I went to the union, I knew that there should be some support there, because that's what we do. We support our workers.
Right.
We're a family. And sure enough, you know, but I don't want one bad advice or, you know, a bad apple in the union to discourage me from union. So that's why I said I'm going to be the change, and I'm going to be supportive to people that's coming up, you know, because we wanted more diversity at the job site at DSHS.
Right.
And the way to get it is sometimes you have to make change, you have to get involved.
Get involved.
You have to get inside
That's key.
to make the change and not stay on the outside. So
Right.
that's why I chose to be a union rep. I said I want to be a shop steward myself.
Okay. Now I noticed one thing you stressed was documentation.
Documentation.
So if someone's viewing this, might be an audience or viewing it, and they might be going through something, what is the first thing that they should do?
Documentation.
Documentation,
actually.
key.
I think that's the first thing.
That's the key.
That is the key, because
Because you're already feeling some kind of way.
right.
Right.
Right. Because
Okay.
it's like keeping a diary. It's like,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? Because then you go back and look and see, is it really an issue, or you just think it's an issue? I mean,
Right.
and you have the notes that you can go over and say, okay, well, this day they, you know, somebody said this, or this day they didn't train me and I asked to be trained, or whatever you're trying to, you know, aspire to. What, you know, on the job site, it's like if you keep documentation and keep notes, especially if you notice unfair treatment or inequity or
Right.
anything like that, you're going to, you know, see in writing what's going on. You know, you can look back at it and say, this is starting to look. And then that's where you can either go talk to a union rep or...
Or
you
you?
know, yeah.
Yep.
or me.
Okay.
I had a lot of people come
Yes.
to me, or a trusted person that you,
Okay.
you know, kind of confide in, like a coworker,
Right.
and just say, you know, I'm thinking about taking this issue up, because we do need to represent ourselves, and to a certain extent.
Right, because
Yeah.
that feel like it could be kind of stressful. I mean, you're going into an environment to work, and you're not being trained, so you're taking on some extra stress.
It was very stressful.
Yes.
It really was at
Yes.
that time, because I was afraid, because I had quit the state of Oregon to move to King County, Seattle.
Okay.
And, you know, probationary, if they let me go, then I'm without a job. So it was very stressful.
So, gotta share a little bit how important unions are to people, for people to get involved, to actually get involved with a union.
Unions are very important, because the union is no stronger than its members.
Okay.
So a lot of times, the opposition to, you know, understanding union is apathy. People want to sit back and either let other people step up and do the union work, or they're just not interested, and they don't understand how important it is, because without you as a person, the union's not going to go farther. It's not going to go where you want it to go. So a lot of people are like, well, I want a bigger raise, or I want this or that. Well, what are you doing?
Right,
What are
right.
you doing to make it better? You know,
Okay.
are you coming out to rallies? Are you calling your legislator? Are you doing the things that the union supports you to do, or, you know, it tells you that you should do, so that to help? So that's huge, is that the members make the union. The
Make the union.
members organize the union.
So get involved. Now, Is the union open up to young people? Do you have any kind of programs for young
Yes.
people? Okay.
That
Let's
is
talk a little
huge
bit. Let's
right
talk a little
now.
bit about that.
That is huge right now. We have what's called Next Wave.
Next wave,
Wave.
like NEXT.
Yeah,
Oh,
NEXT,
okay.
WAVE, Next Wave.
The next wave. Got it.
One word.
Yes.
And that is huge right now. And Next Wave is for members 35 and younger.
Okay.
And I think some people nickname them the millennials.
Okay.
And Next Wave is really big with AFSCME right now. And they actually just started a new podcast that is to reach out to the Next Wave members.
Oh my goodness, yes.
They have a podcast. There are committees, the Next Wave committees that are there to bring the younger people in and help them understand why unions are so important.
Right.
And then the same thing with the title, Next Wave, because they're the next generation.
Absolutely.
So, you know, so they say, and then the ones that are 35 and over, they're considered mentors.
Okay.
So we mentor the Next Wave, you know, members, and we do activities that are attractive to the younger members, like go bowling, and then we'll have a union meeting there at the bowling alley or
Okay.
something, you know, to engage them, because sometimes millennials or younger people don't know how important the union is and what the union is doing for them. We negotiate their salaries, their
Oh my goodness,
cost
yes.
of living increases, working
Okay.
conditions, all kinds of things. So it's very important that they get involved. The sooner the better.
The sooner the
you know,
better,
you don't
yeah.
want to start your job and then 20 years down the line. Now, all of a sudden, you look at the union. You want to start as soon as possible. So, Next Wave is very important with AFSCME and with our union.
How does a young person or anyone get involved with AFSCME or Next Wave? How do they find out about it? Got an email? I mean, not email, but website or something?
Yes.
So let's go ahead and put it out there so the people will
Well,
know. Sure.
AFSCME, AFSCME.org.
Okay.
The AFSCME is the American Federation State, County, Municipal Employees.
Okay.
I work for the state of Washington, and we are under Washington Federation of State Employees. So if there's any young people that are that work for the state, county, or municipal employees, they can go to the WFSE website, the WFSE.org.
Okay.
And then AFSCME also has their website, which is AFSCME.org. So they're real easy to find.
I like
They're
that,
very easy
yes.
to find. And then you can get on there, and then there's links to Next Wave. There's links to helping to things that you can do if you are a union member. So to get involved, though, you have to have a union job. You know, you're
Okay.
on a union site. But we also try to go out in the community and organize unorganized
Absolutely.
members, too.
Yes.
So like my Washington Federation, we've organized interpreters. So, and they're the only organized interpreters across the country from what
Oh
I'm
my goodness,
understanding,
right.
and as well
Okay.
as in the state of Washington. So we knocked on doors, we had interpreters sign cards, and they created their own, you know, local, and they are participating in our union. So there's ways to join the union even if you're not a union worker. I know, I hear that there's Amazon wants to, there are workers at Amazon that want to organize and
Okay.
become union members. So there are companies and agencies that want to organize, and they need to contact, AFSCME is one of the largest unions in the nation, so they need to contact and sign up.
You got any events going on that people can buy? Even the union members that's out there that might not know, we can give a shout out to them, let them know where the events are going on. I know you're doing some traveling. You can do some traveling yourself, aren't you?
I am. I'm traveling across the state. I'm actually
Okay.
on a leave of absence from my job right now, and
Okay.
I'm actually working in the organizing department at Washington Federation of State Employees, and I'm working with the director of strategic campaigns. So in that campaign, those campaigns take me across the state, across agency lines. I'm going to like L&I and Department of
goodness, busy.
Transportation,
Yes.
all these different agencies that that I don't work for, and talking to members,
Okay.
because we found that the impact when an employee, a state employee, talks to another state employee, that impact is so much better than when it's coming from maybe a paid AFSCME or a paid union staff
Right,
person versus
right.
just someone who's on the front line with them. And when I tell them that impact, there is an impact. When I say, hi, I'm from the state, I work for this agency, and they're like, oh, you don't work for the union? I'm like, no, I actually out here, I believe in this so much that I've taken time off my job to come out and talk to you. So
Right.
it does get the attention of the members.
I can feel your passion when you talk about it. That is it means a lot to you to do
does.
it. Now, did you have some events you want to give a shout out?
The events that we have,
Okay.
people find out about them when they come to their local meetings and when they
Get to your local
yes,
meetings.
get to your
Yes.
local meeting. They find out
Absolutely.
about them by getting to their local meeting, going on the website. Most of the events are for the union members. You know, they're on job sites and things like that. The things that are family friendly are sometimes some of the picnics and things like that.
Okay.
And I'm Washington, but we also partner with AFSCME Council 75, which is Oregon.
Okay.
So we are very connected. So there's like usually like yearly picnics and things like that. The members find out about it, and then they can invite their friends and family.
Absolutely.
So that's how that works.
So everybody can get involved.
And we like to keep it that way. So
What
yeah,
we
keep
would
it
like to do
family.
is when you get some of the next wave people, we would be honored if you brought them on so our young people can see the next wave at work and getting involved, and they can talk about how much and how important it is to them.
That would be great. And I
Yes.
know some younger people, and I think they would love to
Oh,
come
awesome,
out.
awesome.
I really do. And they're so important, and they need
Yeah.
this exposure, and they need that support. So,
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Patricia Loving,
yes.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wonderful. Bless you.
Some people live for the fortune. Some people live just for the fame. Some people live for the power, yeah, yeah. Some people live just to play the game. Some people think that the physical things define what's within, and I've been there before, and that life's a bore so full of the superficial. Some people want it all, but I don't want nothing at all. If it ain't you, baby, if I ain't got you, baby. Some people want diamond rings, want everything, but everything means nothing if I ain't got you. Some people search for a fountain that promises forever young. Some people need 3 dozen roses, and that's the only way to prove you love them. Hand me the world on a silver platter, and what good would it be with no one to share, no one who truly cares for me? Some people want it all, but I don't want nothing at all. If it ain't you, baby, if I ain't got you, baby. Some people want diamond rings, some just want everything, but everything means nothing if I ain't got you. Some people want it all, but I don't want nothing at all. If it ain't you, baby, if I ain't got you, baby. Some people want diamond rings, some just want everything, but everything means nothing if I ain't got you. Yeah, yeah. If I ain't got you with me, baby. Ooh, so nothing in this whole wide world don't mean a thing if I ain't got you with me, baby.
Joining me right now is a father and son's team. And, you know, I'm excited about that because we don't see a lot of that these days. So, Monty, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
That's Junior, and this Monty Senior. Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. Because, you know, we really don't. We don't see a lot of fathers and sons doing their thing. You know, all we hear, and we just don't see it on a positive note. So I am excited that you both are here. How did you two hook up and become father and son team? Let's talk a little bit about that. What started all that?
Well, when he was little, I don't know.
Because he ain't little no more.
No. He a little bigger and a little taller.
Yes, yes.
So when kids is younger, you play a video game and you can give them a one of the controllers and it don't be powered.
Yeah, he know that's true too.
And they be happy. And
Right.
So that's kind of how it went with the music for me.
Okay.
I give him a microphone, not plugged in or nothing, and he'll sit up there and just speaking to the microphone. When he first started talking, it's just a lot of slobber and stuff.
Right.
So and that was cool for a minute, just like
Exactly.
with the basketball games or the video games, and then they get a little smarter, so they know that it's not working.
Right.
They want it to start working. So by the time he was 8 years old, I started letting him open up for me or doing small sessions and weddings for me, and
Okay.
and people liked it.
Oh, it's
He
in the
started
genes
liking
then.
it.
Yeah. Okay.
So he started liking it, and
Okay.
just since then it's just been nothing but progress.
Right. Now, Monty, welcome, sir.
What's up?
Hey, yeah. How does it feel as a young man doing this with his dad? Because I want the viewing audience here to know, those that's watching the show, what that feels like.
It's a lot of discipline that happened
Yeah.
when I act up.
Yeah.
So,
It's all good though.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then he my security guard.
Right.
It's good. It's good.
Right. When he first, I don't know if you can reach back in there, but if you can reach back, and when he first gave you, what was it, a Nintendo? What did you give him when he started playing with it? The first
It was
little
just
computer or something?
Yeah, it was just
Can you reach back in thoughts or memory on that?
Nah.
Okay. So when did you? Okay. Well, let's go ahead. When did you first feel that this is something that you wanted to do?
It was my 5th grade year at Gilbert Heights.
You remember the first one you cut? First lyric?
Yeah.
Bust
yeah.
it real quick.
It was, I ain't an intruder, but I run with him. I jerk and I crump with him. Any crew come my way, we get done with him and be done with him. Come up outside town, how we done did him. Football players say, I'm big, but this kid know how to gig, and this kid knows how to spit.
Okay, now since you mentioned football and all that, my mind is going to, how's some grades in school?
Oh, they're good. It's
Okay.
my senior year.
Okay, what year?
My senior year.
Where are you looking to go?
I'm just gonna go to Mount Hood, then I'm gonna transfer to U of O.
What's your major?
Business.
Cause you, oh man, listen. See, Dad, he's got that. He's listening to you.
Oh yeah.
When you first saw him perform, or spit out, as they say, a lyric.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel?
It made me
I
feel
can see
good.
it right now. Huh? Yeah.
I mean, I just smiled. The smile was bigger than now, but it was.
Yes.
It was like he did great. I mean, his first one, I can remember he done a little dance and
Okay. You remember that, Monty?
Nah.
No.
I know.
I have it on video.
Okay. We got to see that sometime.
Yes,
We're gonna viral that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a good feeling, huh?
It was a great film.
What is it like for you performing with your son? Because we don't see a lot of that.
It's great.
Yeah.
I be on them.
Okay.
So it's in a good way.
Yeah.
I try to teach him before he go out and start doing it himself.
Right.
So.
Now speak a little bit about that, because there's probably some dads, I know there's some dads out there that's saying like, I know I need to put it down, but I really don't want to put it down because he might not like me. How did you get over that?
Well, it's my son.
Because a lot of parents want to be friends.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you say no.
No.
So how did you get past that?
He just, to be honest, he just a good kid. I mean, he probably got a spanking once in his life.
Right,
so,
that was enough.
Yeah. Yeah. So he
Nothing
listened.
after that.
Yeah, they don't need no more, huh?
Yeah.
So what would you say to the dads that's out there listening, and and their sons is around them, and how they can get involved with what they're doing and how important it is?
Just see what they like and just have fun with them.
Right.
Son, daughter, any kid,
absolutely,
just support them.
Right.
And if they want to learn it, you teach the best of your ability, and just send them on to the next person that can teach them more.
Right. And now the discipline part, as a father, I know sometimes it might have been tough. How did you get past that?
Well, I have a face, a look that I can give him.
Okay.
And he
give him
just,
that look, huh?
Yeah. He got it from my grandma.
Right.
So,
okay.
Yeah, it's just that. But I haven't had any problems. I mean, to get past it, it wasn't as big as of an issue for me because I stayed with him.
Right.
Since he came out, I was with him every day.
Beautiful,
so it's
beautiful. We got to give you a hand clap for that, man. Absolutely, yeah. Because, I mean, they paint the picture, a lot of the fathers are not there. So we got a father that's there.
Yes.
Like you said, when he first entered the world,
Yes.
he was right there, and that's beautiful.
Yes.
Monty, how do you feel for your dad just be right there for you?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not crazy, but like
We feel you. That's the language, though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's stereotype that I wouldn't grow up with a father.
Right.
And then when we done that show, at first people didn't think I had a father because, stereotype.
Right. Go ahead and speak on
but
it.
then,
That's real.
But
Straight
then
talk.
I brung him out for the BSU assembly
Okay.
and had people going crazy.
It's crazy, huh?
Man,
Yeah.
I had girls from different schools.
Go ahead, speak to us.
Nah. It's
No.
cool. It's cool.
Now, from my understanding, your father's a part of the rap that you're going to be doing for. Is it a rap or a song? What'd you title as?
Yeah, so my title did as in, it's actually not my beat that I made personally.
Okay.
It's a downloaded beat. I will be making one soon.
Okay.
But it's
We got
called
a big old studio up in here.
Yes, it's called in the air. It's the instrumental, so we went ahead and just named it In the Air. It was, my son got to the point, he started driving, he got his license.
Okay.
So
You driving Monty now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's
okay.
a lot of questions that he had, concerning the police or,
Okay.
we also traveled back home. I'm originally from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay.
So we travel there, we stop in some cities, some towns, and it just feel eerie.
Right.
He's old enough to actually feel the eeriness.
Oh,
And
got you.
he asked me questions, and some questions I can answer just like,
Right.
pretty simple, but some I actually look to my dad's, because he's no longer with us. I looked to his last
What's his name?
preaching, Pastor Charlie Smith.
Pastor Charlie Smith. Give him a clap for us. Okay, yes.
Yeah, so
Pastor, yes.
yeah, so some of the things that I couldn't answer for him, I listened to his last preaching, and it just rang a bell to me, and I was listening. I thought he was talking to me to answer him.
Right,
so
right.
what I done was I took the clips that fit what we were talking about back and forth and put them in between our verses.
Okay.
So it'll go, my dad, we don't give up. Then it went Monty, basically with his frustration and his questions about the way, stereotyping goes,
Right.
from the police to, just to the average, person that you bump into out of city limits, like even Eastern Oregon.
Right. Now, as a father, talk to a little bit. What do you say to your young man when he's going outside the house?
Oh.
About what to be aware of.
Okay.
Yes. Either one of you speak to it. Because it's some fathers and sons and young ladies and daughters that's going through that need to know, what do you tell him and how do you feel when he tells you what to watch out for and how to conduct yourself?
Well, I first of all, I tell him when he's driving where to keep his, his license, his insurance. Don't have him reaching around too much.
Absolutely.
I don't think all police officers is bad.
Yeah, absolutely,
so,
absolutely.
Some of them, might get under your skin a little bit, but still respect them, and you just, just come home,
Just make it home.
Yeah,
Yes.
just show the license, insurance, you all legal.
Okay.
Tags is good, so
Right.
it's not too much they can do besides the citation.
Okay. Now, Monty,
So-
how you feel when you step out?
He also tells me not to wear like solid colors,
Okay.
like because of the gangs and stuff.
Right. Right.
So I respect it. So
Right.
I either wear white, black, or
Right.
gray.
Now, do you share some of that with your peers? The information that your dad get, like, hey, this is
Yeah.
my dad said. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes like my cousins, because majority of my cousins go to my school that I go to.
Okay.
So I let them know.
Okay. What school you go to?
Park Rose High
Let's
School.
shout out to Park Rose out there. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so you guys you said when you did it at the Black Student Union, you brought the house down?
Yeah.
But can you bring the house down when you guys go ahead and get set up over there?
Yeah.
And share this rap with us.
Yes.
What's the name of it?
In the air.
In the Air. You can just set it right there. We got you. Yeah. Let's give a hand for Monty Sr. and Monty Jr. doing In the Air.
Can you hear me back there? You good?
You can go ahead and pull that up to you. Do whatever you need to do. Make it right.
Check. You ready?
Hey, does it look weird if my feet is off the ground?
No, you good.
Is that right? Somebody said the joy of the Lord is my strength. Is that right? So I won't faint. I won't give up. Is that right? Somebody said I won't give in. I won't give out.
This song don't seem racist, but I travel cross country, still looking for equal basics. In some places I didn't feel welcome. Pay plus tip and thank you, still no welcome, still not welcome. Our lives matter too. It ain't just the police killing us. I know it's blacks killing blacks too. To the parents, you got my sympathy. Nieces and nephews, you got my empathy. For real, rest in peace, Uncle Anthony. Police protect us from police that detect us. Killers on video found out not guilty by detectives. And I'm supposed to pull over. I ain't done nothing wrong, but I'm still supposed to pull over. And I can't be nervous, cause it makes them nervous. That's hard to do when you get pulled with no purpose. All cops ain't bad, some shouldn't have a badge. The ones who shoot first and ask questions last.
How much time I'm looking at?
Whatsoever a man what
Huh?
that shall he also reap. He said, what he that soweth to the flesh shall of the flesh
For the song. For the show.
He said, but he that soweth to the spirit. In other words, the
So we got another chance for
Ray Charles had
Mr.
Georgia
Gonzales
on
to do
his
another
mind
song?
in these times. Here, have Missouri on mine, New York on mine, Cali on mine, Oklahoma on mine, the whole world on mine. Your shoulder's cool, I feel like the world on mine. I can't even get to your mom on time because of stop and frisk. You see those handcuffs now? Watch the wrist in or out of my hood. It still tops the list because I'm a profile felon. Get it? I'm profiled the felon. So when my son asks why they treat us like that, I'm at a loss of words. So what can I tell them? Our constitution's BS and F the police. Your skin tone alone is gonna stress the police? Or should I tell them, respect the police, then pray for us all? Yes, God bless the police.
He said, well, he said, shall of the Holy Ghost reap life everlasting. Amen. But I love this ninth verse because it says, and let us not be weary in well doing. He said, but we're going to do what? We're going to reap in due season. We're going to reap if we faint not. Is that good?
Is that good?
Yes, sir, that's good. I wish they could hear you in the hood and replay till they get it understood. But these days, man, it's just hard staying put.
Post-traumatic slave syndrome. Thomas Jefferson was great, huh? That's probably why our brains injured, telling us to get over it. Are you sane? Can we use a U-tank to pull down the statues like they did Hussein's?
My Cuddy and her team play a hoop game without the loose name. And coach, I know it hurts, but don't you change. I know how I feel, getting treated like loose change.
Getting treated like loose change to me, life's priceless, but you gotta keep your head up in all crisis. Truth is, we never got a chance to heal from slavery to discrimination, still looking onto the hill. Yeah, thank you guys. Rest in peace to Pastor Charlie Smith, my daddy. Thanks.
Monty Sr.
Thank you very much.
Come on, my pleasure. Monty Jr., Monty Jr. Let's give him another clap. Let's give him another clap. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, gentlemen. Well, closing us out is going to be Miss Samantha. And she's going to come up and do, I think it's Listen. Listen. Give a hand for Miss Samantha Gonzales.
The sound from deep within is only beginning to find release. And oh, the time has come for my dreams to be heard. They will not be pushed aside and turned into your own, all 'cause you won't listen. I am alone at a crossroads. I'm not at home in my own home.
Go to 2.
And I tried and tried to say what's on my mind. You should have known. Oh, now I'm done believing you. You don't know what I'm feeling. I'm more than what you made of me. I followed the voice you gave to me. But now I gotta find my own. You should have listened. There's someone here inside, someone I thought had died so long ago. And oh, I'm screaming out, and my dreams will be heard. They will not be pushed aside and turned into your own, all 'cause you won't listen. Listen, I am alone at a crossroads. I'm not at home in my own home. And I tried and tried to say what's on my mind. You should have known. Oh, now I'm done believing you. You don't know what I'm feeling. I'm more than what you made of me. I followed the voice you claim you gave to me. But now I gotta find my own. I don't know where I belong, but I'll be moving on. If you don't, if you won't listen to the song here in my heart, a melody I start, but I will complete. No, now I'm done believing you. You don't know what I'm feeling. I'm more than what you made of me. I followed the voice you gave to me. But now I gotta find my own, my own.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one. God bless all. And remember, peace, love,